Hey you guys, today we're reading a passage from Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. All right. Okay, $5 an hour. I'm just reading in the middle of chapter 1, page 48. Okay, $5 an hour. Suddenly I was silent. Something had changed. The offer was too big and ridiculous. Not many grown-ups in 1956 made more than that. But quickly my temptation disappeared and calm set in. Slowly I turned to my left and looked at Mike. He looked back at me. The part of my soul that was weak and needy was silenced. The part of me that had no price took over. I knew Mike had gotten to that point too. They're trying to decide if they should keep working for free. Should they work for $5 an hour? All right. Good, Rich Dad said softly. Most people have a price per hour. And they have a price because of human emotions named fear and greed. First, the fear of being without money motivates us to work hard. And then, once we get that paycheck, greed and desire starts us thinking about all the wonderful things money can buy. The pattern is then set. What pattern, I asked? The pattern of getting up, going to work, paying bills. Getting up, going to work, paying bills. People's lives are forever controlled by two emotions, fear and greed. Offer them more money and they continue the cycle by increasing their spending. This is what I call the rat race. There is another way? Mike asked. Yes, said Rich Dad slowly, but only a few people find it. And what is that way? Mike asked. That's what I hope you boys will learn as you work and study with me. That is why I took away all forms of pay. Any hints? Mike asked. What kind of tired? Oh, we're kind of tired of working hard, especially for nothing. Well, the first step is telling the truth, said Rich Dad. We haven't been lying, I said. I did not say you were lying. I said to tell the truth, Rich Dad retorted. The truth about what? I asked. How you're feeling, Rich Dad said. You don't have to say it to anyone else. Just admit it to yourself. You mean the people in this park, the people who work for you. Miss Martin, they don't do that? I asked. I doubt it, said Rich Dad. Instead, they feel the fear of not having money. They don't confront it logically. They react emotionally instead of using their heads, Rich Dad said. Then they get a few bucks in their hands, and again, the emotions of joy, desire, and greed take over. And again, they react instead of thinking. 20 years ago today, the number one fear, as the world population ages and more people move towards retirement, it's been reported that the number one fear is tied to money. Nearly 50% of those surveyed fear that they will outlive their money, running out of money in their golden years. So, their emotions control their brain, Mike said. That's correct, said Rich Dad. Instead of admitting the truth about how they feel, they react to their feelings and fail to think. They feel the fear, so they go to work hoping that money will soothe the fear, but it doesn't. It continues to haunt them, and they return to work, hoping again that money will calm their fears. And again, it doesn't. Fear keeps them in this trap of earning money, hoping the fear will go away. But every day they get up and that old fear wakes up with them. Oops, okay. For millions of people, that old fear keeps them awake all night, causing a night of turmoil and worry. So they get up and go to work, hoping that a paycheck will kill that fear gnawing at their soul. Money is running their lives, and they refuse to tell the truth about it. Money is in control of their emotions and their spirits. I'm going to finish the page, and that will be it for today. Rich Dad sat quietly, letting his words sink in. Mike and I heard what he said, but it didn't understand fully what he was talking about. I just knew that I often wondered why grown-ups hurried off to work. It did not seem like much fun, and they never looked happy, but something kept them going. All right, who knows the ending of that story? Comment. And I think that is just such a great story because, I mean, how he describes it, it's coming from his dad to kids. It's a heartwarming story, which kind of shows that Robert is a good he's a good storyteller, which it takes to be a good businessman, I think. But they were talking about money. Look, is it Joe? They're talking about money and this mindset of fear and greed. And so often people relate to this. I mean, this is a 20 years as the #1 personal financial book of all time. Like, this book, many people have read this book and have related to this book. So what he's saying is true for a lot of people. So what do you do at home when you're reading this? Just like he said to the kids, acknowledging it and speaking to yourself. So often we go out in the world. It's raining right now. Sprinkling. We go out in the world and we're focused on what other people are doing, how other people are reacting to us, what other people are. We forget to focus on ourselves. We forget we can't control everything. We can't control anything but ourselves. I can't control that it's raining on me, so I should just go inside, right? If I'm outside, or if I'm, if I'm going shopping, and let's say the person ringing me up is super rude. I can't control her. I can't control that. But I need to buy, let's say, towels for the bathroom. I have to be there. I need some things for the kitchen. So you can't control what they're doing. You can only focus on yourself. And that's what he's talking about. You can't focus on how much your minimum wage is. You can't focus on you can't control when your boss is going to give you a raise. But what you can control is what you're doing with that money, for example. So often, just like he just mentioned, like, you get more money and then we end up spending it and not investing in it. We just spend it on more things that aren't adding to our life. Oh, great. Okay, now I have a Netflix and a Spotify account. Oh, now I have, a Kindle. I can read books. That's an investment, actually. But it's like we buy all these material things. Oh, I bought a new car, but those things aren't actually going to make us happy. Maybe they're going to make us happy for a month, let's say, when you first get that new car. Have you guys ever experienced that where you get something new and you love it? Like, let's say this jacket, and the first few times I'm wearing it, I'm loving it. I'm always wearing it. And then suddenly it just sits in my closet and we need a new one. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we get more money and we end up spending more money. We're in this cycle he's talking about. So, how can we get out of it? Notice what you're doing. Notice the patterns in your own life. And make a plan to make a change. Things that you can invest in are like a Kindle, reading, a coach like me. Someone who your coach should be someone you relate to, someone you are aspire to be. So find someone, who you feel comfortable opening up and being vulnerable to. So thanks. Please comment what you think. And if you've read this book, go and get it. Uh-oh, I'm getting all wet. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.